Hello, beautiful people. It's Sindafam. Welcome to the channel. Today, we're back again with another video. This is from the channel The Truth Is, titled The Witnesses That Will Put Diddy Away for Life. All right, we're going to check this together. I mean, by the minute, it gets all the more interesting regarding Diddy's case, trial, and all that jazz. So, we're going to check this together, and I'll love your thoughts and your contribution in the comments below. Let's dive right in.
We have already learned many disturbing details about Diddy and his crimes since this trial started, with Cassie revealing disturbing details about the substance-fueled multi-day-long freak-offs she participated in to please Diddy. While Cassie's testimony has already painted a clear picture of what kind of monster Diddy is, we are still missing many important parts of this story, details that likely will be released as this trial goes on and more witnesses testify. While it is being reported, there is at least one more key witness with another that is still missing and will no longer testify. There are still many other victims and witnesses that, if called to the stand, can help bring down Diddy. In today's episode, we will be identifying these people and revealing what they might testify to in court that could end with Diddy serving life in prison. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. In today's episode, we will be talking about the other potential victims and witnesses that might end up testifying in the Diddy trial. But before we begin, I just wanted to let my Patreon members know and my Truth General members here on YouTube know that I just dropped a new Patreon exclusive. This video is about the sinister truth about the new American Pope, Pope Leo. In this video, I explain the dark truth about this new Pope. Unfortunately, I can't post this video here on YouTube. For those who have seen it already, they know why, as the video was just taken down and I had to re-upload it. If you're one of my members, make sure to check this video out when you get a chance. If you're not a member, consider joining. It's only $3 a month. Not only will you be further supporting the channel, but you will get access to over 45 exclusive Patreon videos. I want to thank all my Patreon members and subscribers. Now, let's get right into it. Days into the Diddy trial, we have discovered exactly why Diddy belongs in prison. I have been seeing a lot of people on social media and even in my own comment section claiming that Diddy is innocent, with people stating that he is being persecuted for having strange kinks that he lived out with willing participants. While these people obviously haven't been following this trial or have been researching into this case before it started, for those who are in the loop with the trial know that Diddy is definitely guilty. For those who are out of the loop with the trial, I recently covered some of Cassie's explosive testimony in this video. But for those that haven't seen that video yet, let me get you up to speed. A few days back, Cassie was called onto the stand to testify against Diddy. Cassie revealed that she was 19 when she met Diddy. Not long after meeting Diddy, she was basically dating him, as Diddy stole her from another man who was in the music industry. Diddy would sign Cassie to Bad Boy Records to a 10-album deal and begin to mentor her. Not long after Cassie started dating Diddy, he asked her to participate in the freak-offs. Cassie agreed, and that's when things took a turn for the worse. From what Cassie described, the freak-offs were weekly, with her participating in hundreds of freak-offs, hooking up with hundreds of different men. Cassie even claimed that the freak-offs became the only thing they did, stating that it became her job. She claimed that eventually, after the freak-offs were going on for several years, she had to take substances to numb herself and block out the pain, becoming addicted to several different substances. Cassie also revealed what these freak-offs consisted of. According to Cassie, the freak-offs will start with them booking high-end luxury hotels, with Cassie being instructed to find male escorts to hook up with her. When they found one, they would invite him over, sometimes more than one at a time. When the male escorts would arrive at the hotel, he would be greeted by Cassie wearing a mask and Diddy hiding his face under a bandana. The male escort would then be told to hook up with Cassie while Diddy watched it all go down. Cassie claims that Diddy was acting as a director, instructing them what to do and how to do it. Diddy would instruct the male escorts to go number one in Cassie's mouth, sometimes even joining in himself. He will also tell the escorts to continue until they finished inside or on Cassie. Then Diddy and Cassie would run into another room, and this is where Diddy would instruct Cassie to remove the escort's man fluid from inside of her and then rub it on Diddy's chest area. They then would go back out and repeat the process. Cassie claimed that these freak-offs would last hours, sometimes even multiple days, with many instances Diddy stopping the freak-offs just to take Cassie into another room to give her a brutal beatdown. Then he would send her back off to the freak-offs. One of the male escorts even testified that he witnessed a brutal beating of Cassie and no longer could perform, so he quit and never returned back to do the job. Cassie also revealed that she caught many infections and was forced to still participate in the freak-offs while being infected, even when she was on her menstrual cycle. Cassie also claimed that Diddy would routinely threaten her with releasing the freak-off tapes as he recorded every one of them. He even played the tapes off his phone to keep Cassie in check. It's obvious that Diddy only signed Cassie to be able to have her as his slave. He knew she wanted to be a star and made her sell out for it. Don't get it twisted. Cassie did indeed sell her soul. The moment she was willing to participate in these freak-offs to keep Diddy happy and further her career, she sold out. Diddy is the devil in this instance, and although Cassie agreed to it initially, she was still taken advantage of, as Diddy was blackmailing her to continue with the tapes. Now,
Exactly. Blackmail. Emphasis on that. Blackmail. And this is the thing with people in the industry. They always like, okay, and people with power or people with who's got influence, right? And they know that they hold something against you or they want to hold something against you. Obviously, it's like, what can they get or what can they use to hold you to keep it keep you constantly in control or under their thumb. It's sick.
This is already tons of information that paints a clear picture of these freak-offs. Like I said in my last Cassie video, this wasn't a party or a kink. These were all sex magic rituals. While Cassie already made Diddy look like an evil perverted monster, there are still more people that their testimony could paint an even clearer picture of what evil Diddy was up to.
Yeah.
We are going to talk about some of the people who could end up testifying in this trial, or at least in my opinion should. Let's start with one of Diddy's former bodyguards, Big Homie CC. Over the last year, Big Homie CC has started to become popular on YouTube and social media. He has come out and called out Diddy on many occasions, going viral for claiming that Diddy had allegedly poisoned Jamie Foxx and was trying to get rid of him. Big Homie CC was also named in a recent lawsuit connected to Diddy, Jaguar Wright, and Drewski that I covered a while back. Big Homie claims to have a lot of dirt on Diddy and has been releasing it on YouTube interviews. But will he reveal this information and testify in court to bring down Diddy for good? Recently, Big Homie did an interview where he made some strong accusations. He accused Diddy of making witnesses disappear and even claiming that he has been targeted for speaking out against him.
I had FBI come to my house before and tell me they found a threat against my life. Somebody didn't want me to do this interview. This is a dangerous game people are playing, and some people deserve retribution. My gut feeling of what's going to take place is, well, we're going to see a lot of strange things take place. The fact that I know how this world works. After working in the industry, I converted my business to trafficking. Last year, my team brought home 17 people, 4 children, 1 boy. And whenever these trials come about, the closer you get to the trial date, a lot of things start happening to remove people from the case that are going to strengthen the case for the prosecution. And I feel like we're watching that take place now. With one of the male guys who provided tapes to the feds, he's disappeared. And this is similar to what happened in the Tory Lanez case, where a bodyguard whose DNA was on the weapon, he disappeared. So I expect to see a lot of strange things take place. I expect to see the defense team do a lot of steps to lighten the image of Combs. And we've been watching that take place.
If what Big Homie CC said about Jamie Foxx is true, then even Jamie Foxx should testify, as we all remember the health scare Jamie Foxx went through that was all blamed on Diddy. Recently, Jamie Foxx did a comedy special where he made jokes about being poisoned by Diddy. People around Jamie also seem to confirm this as well.
What are some of the things that you heard behind the scenes that were going on before this indictment actually dropped?
Well, I know he poisoned Jamie Foxx, and Jamie Foxx reported him to the FBI because of it. I know that's a fact.
There's allegation floating around that Diddy has set up Jamie Foxx, or that Diddy was the reason why Jamie Foxx got in the hospital.
Well, there was a rumor, or I can't say it was a truth because I wasn't there, but there's been a rumor that the whole time when Jamie was out, for the industry insiders, Diddy had did that to him.
Okay.
He caught Jamie filming allegedly, or whatever. They told Jamie to chill. He didn't chill, and allegedly Diddy and security beat Jamie ass, and that's why Jamie was in the hospital, allegedly, right? But then there's the thing where they saying that they gave him some type of pill or something that knocked him out. Where it all was alleged connected back to Diddy, right? Because something happened with Diddy and Jamie. Now, more recently, Jamie has a special coming out on Netflix called "What Had Really Happened Was," and I went to the taping of it. It was 3 days taping. I went to the first show. I went to the last show.
Okay.
Jamie Foxx states in this spoiler alert, but Jamie Foxx states in the special that Diddy was responsible for what happened to him, and he is the one that called the FBI on him.
Jamie Foxx might just
Now the question here is: do you think is gonna speak or testify? Do you really think he is gonna testify? Because crazy things are happening, and the Big Homie CC's interview with Piers Morgan, we've covered that before, I think recently. Lots of interesting details or interesting things that were spilled or shared there, because the more you look at it, the more dangerous and scary all of this is. That, like, so do you really think Jamie is gonna testify?
Special coming out on Netflix called "What Had Really Happened Was," and I went to the taping of it. It was 3 days taping. I went to the first show. I went to the last show.
Okay.
Jamie Foxx states in this spoiler alert, but Jamie Foxx states in the special that Diddy was responsible for what happened to him, and he is the one that called the FBI on him.
Jamie Foxx might just be Diddy's worst nightmare on that stand, as if he can prove that Diddy was behind his health scare, he could help put Diddy away for many, many years. Now, if Big Homie gets called to testify and say these things in court, it could help sink Diddy, as if someone who directly worked with Diddy could testify to seeing him do this kind of dirt, it would be someone besides Cassie calling out his wicked ways. Just like Big Homie CC has been calling out Diddy, so has his other bodyguard, Gene Dio. Gene Dio has been exposing Diddy for many years now. He has brought up many accusations against Diddy, and has claimed to have seen him participate in a lot of dirt. While Diddy has been outed for being a disturbing kinky man, one accusation that hasn't been proven is his crimes against kids. Remember all last year, Diddy was being sued and accused of doing stuff to young boys? Yet in the trial, we still haven't heard any instances of that.
Yes.
But according to Gene Dio, he witnessed Diddy's behavior himself, as he claimed he sent a young Usher to the hospital with pain on his backside.
Alleges that, Diddy told him personally that he has Usher. And when you look at the lawsuit, even though they got Usher name redacted, you can tell who it is because they describe him as guy that performed at the Super Bowl.
Right.
So, we all know who that is, right? How you feel about that, man?
Well,
I mentioned that earlier, that he said about Stevie J. The Usher part, that's a touchy situation, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I had a certain feeling, I felt a certain way when Usher got on Shay Shay, and I don't mean to mention other people's platforms, but he got on Shay Shay and he mentioned how great and how good Puff taught him and everything. You know what I'm saying? About the business, right? I know, and people know, that was around in that time that Puff and Usher did have a situation. And that situation led Usher to the hospital. Now I let Usher explain that to y'all. I let Usher tell that story. But how dare you say a man that groomed you, you gonna give him a pass? Bro, you know, I know. Let me refrain you on something. Remember Usher? We was at the Swiss Hotel. Puff had Kim in the room. Had one of Keith Sweat's baby mothers in the big room outside the master bedroom. He came outside in his robe. She gave him a fellatio right there. His back was turned to me. She gave him a fellatio. You knocked on the door. I came and opened the door for you. Puff went in the room. You came in the room and kissed that girl in the mouth. Now I'm telling that because you taking up for somebody that you know and a lot of more people know didn't do you right when you was at Diddy camp. Y'all put it together.
If Gene Deal would testify this in court and the judge could subpoena Usher, this could be further used as evidence that Diddy did in fact mess with boys. This is important, and I believe it needs to be addressed, especially since it's heavily speculated that Justin Bieber might be one of Diddy's alleged young victims. It's being reported that they will be playing the freak-off tapes during the trial. This means that one of those tapes could show other potential celebrity victims. Now, if Justin was really seen on one of those tapes, he would likely be called in to testify. Another two women that are allegedly set to testify are the girls a part of Diddy's R&B group Danity Kane, Dawn Richards and Aubrey O'Day. Both of these women worked under Diddy and have expressed being abused by him. Dawn Richards claimed that Diddy would routinely inappropriately touch on her and force her to do things she didn't want to do. Same with Aubrey O'Day, who for over a year now has been hinting at what Diddy did to her. If these women end up testifying, it could show how Diddy used his record label and the opportunity to be a star to force women to do things with him that they didn't want to do, which could further prove his trafficking allegations.
But the question still remains, would most of these people, especially some of the men, bodyguards and whatnot, would they be willing to testify? Would they allow them to testify?
Another woman Cassie recently brought up during cross-examination was Gina, as Diddy's lawyer brought up a picture of Diddy and Gina, asking Cassie if she was jealous of her. For those who don't know, Gina seems to be another one of Diddy's freak-off victims. It appears she dated Diddy for some time and experienced similar kinds of abuse from Diddy. I couldn't find out 100% if she was going to testify, but it does appear so, and she definitely needs to. Back in 2018, Gina did an interview with YouTuber Tasha K, where she exposed Diddy for repeatedly abusing her. Now, she didn't expose the freak-offs like Cassie necessarily, but she did speak on how Diddy would treat her, claiming that he would routinely attack her.
Describe it. He was abusive. He was like always belittling me, always like, he was like mentally, emotionally, and physically abusing me.
Did he? Mm-hmm. It's not the first time we've heard that. Mm-hmm. There was an incident, of course, with Cassie, where orders are saying that the police were called because they got into an altercation. I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Tell me some of the things that he would say to you.
He would always compare me to Cassie and tell me that I'm the bad one and she's a good one.
And he was with both of you guys at the same time?
Yeah. Cameras and stuff there. So it's like me, Puff, and Meek. Puff had like leaned forward to like talk to somebody, say hi or whatever. And so I turned over to Meek and I said, happy birthday. He put his hand out and he was like, thank you. So I took his hand and shook it. And as I shook Meek's hand, he turned around and saw it and he got so mad.
Wow.
And then we probably like stayed like 20 minutes after that happened. And then when we got in the car, he like grabbed my hair. We were in the, those Escalade trucks. Okay. I was sitting on this side. He was on the other side and he like grabbed my hair and like cussed me, for doing that. He was like, yeah. He was like, why you shaking his hand for like just
saying stuff. It was like a jealous rage.
Yeah.
If Gina actually testifies, it will be hard for Diddy to dismiss the accusations of him using violence to control these women. While Diddy uses fame and money to get these women to date him, it's becoming relatively clear that he used violence to keep these women in check and not let them leave. Another woman he had a relationship with that seems to be a witness in this trial is Daphne Joy. Daphne Joy was 50 Cent's ex and his baby mother. Diddy somehow ended up dating Daphne for a bit. When the investigation started into Diddy, she was actually subpoenaed by the government, where they collected tons of information on her. It is possible she's another victim of Diddy, who was convinced to participate in his freak-off rituals. If Daphne does testify, it could show a pattern depicting Diddy only getting these girls for the freak-off rituals. Diddy's girlfriends were just as scarlet women for his Thelema rituals, just like it appears Young Miami could have been. Young Miami has been seen with Diddy since 2021. Her and Diddy were everywhere together, and they seem to be in a loving relationship. Eventually, Diddy even gave Young Miami her own TV show on Revolt TV, and also bought her an expensive luxury vehicle. Young Miami's relationship with Diddy was showing all the red flags. She was running around with Diddy, getting expensive gifts from him, and even being granted industry opportunities. All the very same things he did with Cassie, which tells us he could have been doing the other things he did with Cassie with Young Miami. This wouldn't be far-fetched either, as Young Miami admitted herself she liked when Diddy went #1 on her. It is possible that Young Miami is another one of the freak-off contestants, but unlike the others as of right now, she refuses to snitch on Diddy. If the prosecution can get her to flip on Diddy, she could further paint the narrative that Diddy is doing the same exact thing to many different women. It clearly shows a pattern of behavior that Diddy's defense can't deny. Another woman that I believe could be a potential witness is Diddy's former chef. Cindy Ruda worked for Diddy as his personal chef in the 2010s. She eventually quit on Diddy after claiming Diddy appeared clothesless to her, fresh out of a freak-off, exposing her to his little Diddy. In 2017, she sued Diddy, and the lawsuit was settled out of court. If Cindy is called in to testify, she could once again show more evidence indicating that Diddy used his position of power to take advantage of his employees, making them be a part or witness things they shouldn't have been exposed to. This could destroy the idea that these women were all willingly doing things for Diddy, as Diddy obviously used his power over them. Another man that I believe needs to testify in this trial is no other than Keefe D. Sometime back now, Keefe D was arrested for the death of Tupac, as Keefe D had repeatedly alleged that Diddy was who hired him to take him out. Right now, Keefe D is sitting in a jail, waiting for his trial, but I believe it's possible he could be called into the Diddy trial. Diddy is being accused of being a Rico crime boss who used his enterprise to take advantage of people and traffic. But according to Keefe D, he also used his enterprise to get rid of the rapper Tupac. If Keefe D could testify in court, it could be the nail in the coffin for Diddy, putting him away for the rest of his life, just like I'll Be Sure. I'll Be Sure has been outspoken about Diddy for years now. If you saw my recent video on him, you would know that I'll Be believes Diddy was behind the death of Kim Porter. He also accused Diddy of allegedly being behind his spontaneous health scare that put him in a coma for 2 months.
Al, the last time you were here, you could barely walk up the step to sit down here. Barely.
There's a wonderful Kim Porter, the late Kim Porter, who, kind of warned me all along the way. So, just kind of watch your back, so on and so forth, and I didn't understand
because
why.
Because of Diddy.
Basically.
Do you believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Believe that she died of pneumonia?
Absolutely not.
Why? What evidence do you have?
She was in the best of health. We just saw each other prior to her passing.
Is Diddy suing you or threatening to sue you?
No.
No?
I have the truth.
But one thing is, you have volunteered to testify at the trial, correct?
Not as of yet. Actually, I was subpoenaed.
Okay.
So my attorneys worked something out. So I believe when the time is right, I'm going to discuss with my attorneys.
But you're willing to?
Oh, absolutely. I was ignored. There was the most expensive PR campaign against me to shut me down. You actually knew what they did to me. There was a bounty on my head. There was a bunch of stuff.
So do you think specifically then that John Diddy Combs or people affiliated with him did something to you that caused you to have multi-organ failure?
I believe this to be the case, yes. I believe this to be the case, yes. Absolutely.
Wow.
My first time saying it.
Are you concerned that he still has power outside of incarceration?
Remember, I'm the only one who spoke up, and I'm the only one left alive. So this is not about a scared thing. It's just time to reveal the truth.
Now, if Albie does testify and proves that Diddy was behind the death of Kim Porter, it will surely be over for Diddy. It seems that Diddy is not only a disturbing man, but a murderer as well. The last person I believe needs to testify in this trial is no other than Little Rod. Little Rod was Diddy's former producer, and he filed one of the most shocking lawsuits against Diddy, where he outed him for several crimes. Crimes like transporting underage girls for his freak-off parties. He also accused Diddy of attacking people and other disturbing behavior. It was reported that Little Rod and his lawyer were in the courtroom attending the trial, so I wouldn't be surprised if he's called in to testify and confirm what he saw go down. Right now, this trial is in full swing, while the defense is trying their hardest to bring down Cassie and make her look like a willing participant. All these other potential witnesses could make it clear that Cassie was just one of Diddy's many victims, and Diddy is truly the monster they're making him out to be. I'm gonna keep my eyes on this trial, and I'll keep you guys updated on what I discover along the way. Well, we have...
Exactly. And lots of people don't even want to believe or see the light that truly it is possible that Cassie is a victim here, because people be like, oh, she's a willing participant. You don't know, like when somebody is trapped in something, people understand this, but it's just hard because lots of people be like, well, she also needs to, she was in this, she was enjoying it as well. Right. Because when this is the kind of lifestyle you know, all you know, and you're forced to do, especially with somebody who is powerful and you know their influence and all that. If you know what is even shocking or what is even interesting, even now, people did not even believe, or people are still finding it hard to believe her. Let alone when Diddy was even still at the peak of his career, people wouldn't have believed her. But let's leave that by the way, because it seems like people look at it and be like, mm, she was there too. She loved it. She enjoyed it. In her testimony, was there any part of it that she didn't say that she um or took accountability for her action? Was there any part of it that she didn't? But people don't want to even see the light to see the monstrous acts. People still want to paint a scent or want to bring out a scent out of all this type of activity or whatever. Because let me just say this, it's is an angel or is not monstrous because it is not somebody who is close to you that any of these acts happen to. And it doesn't have to be somebody who is close to you before you realize that this activity is monstrous and demonic. But I'll leave you at that. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. Obviously, even the interview with of Big Homie Sissy with Pierce Morgan, he said something that is even captivating, and people need to pay close attention to that. But again, we'll leave it there. Let me know what you think. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and all that stuff. And until next time, see you in the next video.